Do. Okay. First stream in ages. This is where I am. What was my last stream? It's been too long. Let us see. I'm gonna try to. Oh, I have to download. Alright. So what I need now, I need to link this to the screen as well. This could be a pretty cool. Oh wow, can you log into multiple? Can you log into? Oh, damn it. Can you log into Twitch with multiple phones? Okay, sweet. Hello. So I haven't streamed in ages. Oh, I'm a Pillionaire now, by the way. Thank God. Whew. Okay. Achievement. Quite happy about it, to be honest. But being a Pillionaire is literally just the first step. You know? Alright, not a code. Come on, son. Alright, there we go. Alright. Sure. Yes, cookies on the address. I don't want cookies. Ask out not to track. What does that mean? Stream. No. I'm trying to watch my stream. Oh wow. Oh, wait a minute. I want to watch the stream so bad. Okay, your mobile control panel. So different widgets. Okay. That's crazy. Also, let's go. Welcome to the... Wait, but I feel like there's no sound on this now. Yeah, there's no sound on the stream. Oh yeah, there is sound. There's a double thing happening. There's a double thing happening. This makes no sense to me. So strange. But it doesn't necessarily... does it not matter? It does matter. Wait. Oh. Okay, I think this is better. No, it's not. Why can't I hear myself? Twice. It's messing with my brain. Okay. I was like fat. Ooh, this is the only time I've ever been fat in my life. So is there a way I can hear myself without this? Oh, this is my first stream in time. Hello. So I used to stream maybe like 2 years ago now, and it's crazy because I just first become a billionaire idea. I need to know when I had it because I'm a billionaire now. Pillionaire is basically having at least a million pennies or a million cents. Basically, a million in your coins, as in the, like, for example, if your English is 1 penny, if your American is 1 cent. So having a million pennies gets you to £10,000. So I had a plan a few years ago to make my first, simplify my first goal and make it the idea of just getting a million of something. It's a whole idea of, like, it's a whole idea of, I feel like part of the reason why, okay, let me say this properly. The one thing I care the most about is financial equity. I genuinely believe that the world is set up in such a way that there are some people that they suck up so much of the wealth. And I'm not an anti-capitalist. I wouldn't go that far. But it's more like, I think the world could be fairer. And I believe that the monetary system that we have is one where the rich purposely poison the mind of the poor in order to make them live their lives on a very risky path, which the rich monetize. It's like, who do you see playing the lottery in general? It's people that have no money. But there are a number of people that are so wealthy that just with numbers and chance, they can suck these people in. And that's just the most obvious example. It's not actually the biggest example. You could go as far as celebrity culture. Just this idea that the rich do this thing where, not the rich, certain people with influence in our society do this thing where they put most people on this path of uncontrolled uncontrolled consumption. And it's not just consumption of things that you want, consumption of a lifestyle that you cannot afford actually gets you down this spiral of making bad choices. Now, the problem with that is, I don't know. Who is this? Oh Lord, I thought someone. She's caught me. Oh God, she's caught me. Alright. Right, my girlfriend is about to watch my stream. Okay, and now she's gonna see that I've said that she. Anyway, hey, listen, she loves me. Right, so, where was I? So, while they keep people on this spiral, they then, well, how do I say it? While they keep people on this spiral, they then monetize it. So, for example, consumption of a celebrity lifestyle. That doesn't just make you sad, it also encourages you to try to live beyond your means. Now, again, for me, if it was as simple as just a bad influence that is making you do things that are bad for you, that wouldn't be as egregious as what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is they not only encourage you to do things that are bad for you, they do it so that they can profit from it. And so just that is a description of a path along my biggest idea. My biggest idea is not something that I can say yet, but it's along those lines of just financial equity and where that could lead us as a species. So the idea of becoming a pillionaire or making up a word that sounds like millionaire or billionaire is this idea of trying to take back some level of power to say £1,000,000 is not bad. Having £10,000 as your net worth is not bad. Now, it is not the goal, but being able to get there and say, okay, I am here, and having that understanding that 1,000,000 is 100 times away, right? But you can live fine at a net worth of £10,000 if you are careful with how much of the capitalistic dream that you buy. And again, I'm not anti-capitalist, but I think there are excesses. I think capitalism is great overall compared to everything else that we've tried so far. But if you think about that statement, that is a focus on what we were doing 1,000 years ago, right? Like, yeah, capitalism is maybe better than anything we've tried before, possibly, but why is that an argument to keep it that way? I think it's a flimsy argument to keep it that way. Let me see, because I think my girlfriend wants to watch me. I didn't even tell her what my name is on Twitch. Okay, I'm hoping that I'm making sense. But so the idea first become a pillionaire is this idea of get to that 10,000, look around, right? Gain some level of self-worth back, because genuinely we just live in this world that is so filled with this attempt to keep up with the Joneses. I have to delete some of my videos. I don't want my girlfriend to see some of my videos. No. Our way of no. Stream a little bit before I go to bed. Wow, all my videos are gone. That's sad, man. All my videos are gone. Hey, I need to stream more often, man. So sad. My videos are just gone. Anyways, so pillionaire or becoming a pillionaire is this idea of getting to that 10,000. Not even just getting to that 10,000. I really believe in. See, so what this it's cool to be called a millionaire, right? And I think a group of people that are called millionaire, it's like cool, but I genuinely don't think a group of people called millionaires have enough chakra to change the world. But if we're able to change the psyche of most people to see having £10,000 as their net worth as a goal to be proud of, and if because I think that is so achievable, like £10,000 is so achievable, but so many people are living in minus 50,000 net worth. So many people. So if we're able to get that £10,000, and the amount of people that could do that, I just feel strongly that it all those type of people having that positive energy within them, that's chakra. That's enough chakra. Like I really believe that there's this idea of spiritual energy, and if enough people are positive in a society, I believe that it could lead to great change. And so that's where the idea of first becoming a billionaire comes from. I just found out, you know. So yeah, yeah. Hold on. But this is my new setup. Hi, hi, hello. Oh, hey baby, you just joined. You're late to class. So, can you tell me if you can hear? Oh, I get it. Of course. Yes, I understand it now. I keep getting this feedback, yes, and it's because when I speak, I can hear it from this phone I have, and then that phone can hear it from this phone. So I just have to make sure this is muted, or if it's not muted, it needs to be in my earphones. Okay. I've been trying to solve it for time. Okay. I'm so bush. All right. Okay. Yep. So I was seeing a bit of, I was seeing a bit. Let me see. I'm gonna. Wow. What is making you? Wait, oh. Uh, why is my AirPods not working? Why my AirPods not working now? Okay. Oh, Walls in themselves. Anyways, um, let me see. Ooh, it works now. Okay, perfect. This is what I was looking for. So I can speak freely now. Um, there's no feedback. So, where was I? Yeah, so I'm introducing myself properly. I have a bunch of different ideas that I want to explore. So, please follow me. I think we're going to do some really great things. I have many, many ideas, and this is the first one that I am just going to work hard at. So, here's one of my big ideas. My big idea is this: I believe that there is a war on the normal person. And I think that war just comes from this group of people. They don't have that much belief in people, in humans in general. They think that people are lazy, useless, and all of the above. And I think the way I interface with the world is the understanding that indeed some people are useless and some people are lazy. But noblesse oblige, which is the idea that it is the responsibility of those that can see the way forward to lead others there. Whereas this war I'm talking about, the people that are waging this war, they can see ahead. And then they look backwards and they see people that are lost. And instead of going through or following the principle of noblesse oblige, they look at these people as just people that are lost and deserve to remain lost. In summary, I believe that we're being failed by our elites. We are being failed by the people that have the ability to see a way out of the issues that we have. And that would be fine if it was just a matter of a failure of the elites. It's deeper than that. It's not even just a failure of the elites. We're going through this period where the elites are not just leaving us to fail, they are actually engineering the circumstances for our failure. And I don't know if this is a unique period in human history, but I believe that my Christian faith has led me to a point where it is important for me to see myself as a child of God. And one of the things that has been pressed upon my heart as a Christian is to improve the planet. So, 1 second. Right. So, this war I'm talking about, what I've mentioned some things about it already. So I'll try to summarize. The first part of what I said, I'll start with the title, First Become a Pillionaire. about 2 years ago, a bit earlier, I had this idea that, again, remember, everything I say, you need to frame it with the mind of this war that I mentioned. So I believe that and feel free to engage in the chat. But because I would love to hear if there are any conflicting ideas or anything that could move us forward. But on this war that I'm talking about, there's this thing that happens where to be a millionaire or billionaire is praised to such an extent that you then see a bunch of people under that level just clawing their way there, or struggling with an idea of self-worth because they don't have that tag. So for some reason that I can't specifically pinpoint, apart from everything I've just said, I thought to myself, what would be another idea or another name that would include more people and still give a sense of self-worth? And I came up with the idea of being a pillionaire. So I live in England, and the smallest denomination of the currency in England is a penny. So I thought to myself, if having a million of something is so cool, what do you call a person with a million pennies? And I came up with the idea of a pillionaire. And so a pillionaire is someone that has 1 million pennies, which happens to equal £10,000. So 2 years ago, I said to myself, the first plan, let me become a billionaire. So I am now a billionaire. I'm hoping to continue to build my wealth. But the reason why this is important is because I'm trying to start across this war. I'm trying to raise an army. I'm trying to raise an army of people that think along these lines that I'm about to describe. Now, let's go back to the war. Now, the war that I mentioned on the normal person, average man, is this war based on a belief that, and I think the world we live in is even more entrenched in that belief, that swaths of our population are useless and lazy. And I believe that a society where that is the prevailing attitude is not the worst concept or part of that story is not actually the useless and lazy people. The worst part of it is the fact that our society is meant to work in such a way that the ones that are blessed with intellect and resources are meant to lead the lost. And not only are the ones with the intellect and resources not leading the lost, in some cases they are engineering a more entertaining loss. So I want to build an army of people that are ready to change this. Why? For me, it's really as simple as we go along this planet, I'm happier with a world where on this ball, as we scuttle or revolve around the sun, as the sun is moving around the Milky Way. I want us to be a place where the children that are born can live a life where they are fulfilled. I believe that this war that I'm talking about happens or creates a scenario where these millionaires or billionaires get a level of wealth that they are comfortable with, but then they happen to also gain the ability to hoard a lot more, which again, I'm not against people acting in their own best interest, but that is leading to a position where there are children that are born and they're starving, and that bugs me. It's bugged me since I was like 10. I'm now 32. And my big idea is, when I say big idea, what I mean is like my purpose, the one thing that I want to do that I can never seem to shake. Like, you grow up and you give up on your dreams, some of them. But one dream I've never been able to shake is the idea that the world is not fair. And I think I can fix it. So first, become a pillionaire. Now I want to draw a line between myself and some other people that may sound like me. It's very important to understand the very following things. I am not an anti-capitalist, even though I very clearly see the issues with capitalism. I am not a lazy leftist. And I must say it. I meet these people that think landlords are bad, even though it's a product you can buy on the market. I see these people that think that they should just stop buying Coke or McDonald's, and that's it. It's like, bothers me that these people are on my side. But what I'm saying is, we are intelligent enough to build a product that is so good that it fixes the system. We're good enough to step into the capitalist space and excel. It kills me that so many people that are liberal, I think saying I'm on the left is not a good enough explanation. I believe in community. I believe in, was it Plato's Republic? Okay, one of the three Greek scholars had this idea that people are not just bad. And I remember reading this, I loved this. People are not just bad, they are products of their environment. Now, that's such a cliche term, but this scholar said this like, I think Plato, Socrates, Aristotle was 3,000 years ago, I think. So they said that back then. So like, one of them, this idea that people are a product of their environment. I don't believe that people are just bad or people are just good. I believe that there are institutions that shape people, and these institutions I lost my train of thought. I forget why I was talking about the institutions that shape people and why people are a product of their environment. But essentially, I don't know if anyone can tell me in the chat what I was. Maybe it was like what my point was if it was being followed. Not my point, but what was the thing I said just before I got here. Anyways, I'm not going to get that. What I wanted to say is, in terms of people being product of their environment, I believe that we can build a society where we can fix it. Like, for example, the first thing that I think, and just to clarify, when I say I'm on the masses side, and so what I mean is there are people that they are anti-capitalist, but they use iPhones. Now, this is the thing that I've always noticed, because I remember, all right, I was trying to explain my political outlook. So I believe that people are, I believe in community. I believe that people are products of their environment. I believe that we have the ability to shape society in a way that can improve the products being the people and the personalities that they shape. And so I think that is quite a leftist point of view, and I can shape that continuously as time goes on. But the point I'm making is, like, when you look at people, institutions, ideas, and concepts can really push them forward. And that's why I'm on the left. The reason why I'm drawing a line between me and some people on the left is there's this very strange, loud rejection of capitalism by people they have a strong capitalist stench on them, and they're screaming against capitalism. Now, the conservative or the right side will say stuff like, how can you be protesting X, but then you are using X as in Y, X or Y, but then you are using iPhone? And I always thought, a while ago, not always, maybe like 7 years ago, I thought that was such a bad argument from the conservative side. But then when I sat down and I thought about it, I started to see some nuggets of wisdom in it, because it's not necessarily that you shouldn't use an iPhone. It's more a thing of, you're on the left, you are against capitalism. What level of discipline do you have? What level of discipline can you put behind your idea? And even if the conservatives or right side are being tongue-in-cheek about it, there is still an element of truth in it. And so, for me, it's like this battle, this war. Let me tell you a story. This is feudal Japan. There's a there's this lord. There was a period in Japan where it was just warlords. I don't know which one of them it was. I feel like I should at least know one name before I tell the story. I used to know all their names. Nobunaga, yes. Oda Nobunaga. So I believe it was Nobunaga, but it may have been one of the others. So Nobunaga had a treaty with this other guy. A peace treaty with this other guy. But not just a peace treaty, they had planned that. Oh, let me say this properly. So Nobunaga was fighting against this other really great general. And Nobunaga knew that he could defeat this other general. But then the general had reinforcements from this other guy. Now Nobunaga had already told the other guy to come to Nobunaga's side. But of course, this initial general did not know this. Hideyashi. So I might be getting it wrong. So I believe Nobunaga is fighting Hideyashi, or Hideyashi is the guy that Nobunaga has convinced to come to his side. Or Hideyashi is not in the story at all. So Nobunaga is fighting this general. The general now sees that his reinforcements have come. He doesn't know that Nobunaga has brought his reinforcements to Nobunaga's side. But this is the interesting thing. Hideyashi, or the reinforcements, when he gets there, he just stands there. So now Nobunaga had no plan that the reinforcement had to pretend that they hadn't come to his side, or they had no agreement of that kind. Once the reinforcement came, they were supposed to join Nobunaga and fight the general. But the reinforcements were just stood there. Now the reinforcement general Hideyashi, he's a general of his own might. So what he's doing is he's trying to watch the fight to see who's got the upper hand so he can join that general. Even though he had given his word to Nobunaga. So Nobunaga looks. He does one or two signals to him, telling him, join me and attack. The moment the third one gets ignored, Nobunaga splits his army in two and fights both generals at once. Immediately. Like, immediately, with no confusion. Like, and within a very short period of time, Hideyashi joins Nobunaga. Like, oh yeah, I was always joining you. The reason I'm telling that story is Nobunaga was not to know that Hideyashi had betrayed or not betrayed him. All he knew was that that person was acting like a threat. And if he was going to die, he would die whittling away this threat. And the moment he was able to step down and do that, the threat stopped being a threat. So, the reason I'm telling that story is this battle I'm talking about, this army that I'm trying to raise. You just have to find the biggest company, and you don't have to break it down. We have to find a way to build an army whose sole purpose is to withdraw from that company. If it's Apple, start buying iPhone 10s. Like, there needs to be a genuine attempt to live within our means to an extreme point. We need to starve these companies. We need to, and for me, it's not just a matter of starving the companies, or we need to make a company. We need to make a company whose product is a pathway or service towards insulating yourself from the capitalistic pool. And that's where I'm ending the stream. If anyone has any last thoughts, feel free. To join. Okay, so now the question is, how do I end the stream? Oh, love you too, baby. Baby. Okay, I'm serious. Let me end the stream. Peace and love. Who knows? Who might just win?